Probably.
Hello. This is the GIFS presentation by us. What is an animated GIF?
Well, like this, it's like, bro, you just went over a reflection on it, so. Yeah.
Tell us now.
Well, tell you what, think of it like this. Could you imagine someone flying their house through a mountain range on a floating island and shooting an arrow like a dragon that flies by and tries to burn their house? Can you imagine that as an animated GIF?
You guys can do that too. With these easy steps. Layers, transparency, puppet warp. Are you guys excited? Well, you should be. Layers. You guys should already be familiar with this. This is like pretty basic stuff. I think you guys are already using it because you put your creature in front of your background. But you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. What I ended up doing is I would I would amputate the legs off of my creature and then rotate them around to move them because puppet warp didn't work so well with it. So yeah. And if you're wondering where it is, it's right there. There's your pointer. Okay. So transparency is another easy tool to use. As you can see, it's also where the opacity is. See this? You guys look good. So I use this as a pretty much quick, easy transformation thing because I didn't know how to end my animation properly. So I had to have my creature disappear and then reappear in the animation cycle again. So yeah. This is mine. Behold. Alright, so puppet warp, which you guys just covered, is also an extremely easy, or not easy, but it's going to be a really helpful tool to animate your creature. As you can see here, you can put the anchor points, and you can do a bunch of horrible things with your character. Or do something simple like this. I use the puppet warp for the wings because it worked better than the legs did, apparently. There's also a really good example of how to use puppet warp.
Alright, so since you just had a lecture on GIFs, you know how the timeline and how to animate frame by frame. But some tips and tricks that work for me included loading files into stacks and also exporting the file itself, like so. So this whole GIF is 68 frames. The first 34 frames show the head turning one way. Then I copied those frames and put those frames in reverse so that the GIF would show the head turning back and forth. So to load all your files in the stack, instead of going to file open, instead go to file scripts and click load files in the stack. From the browse menu that pops up, you can find the frames that you want and load them all to the browse menu at the same time. And depending on how large the images are, so like mine, each of those, my 34 frames are about 2 megs in size. Once they're loaded into the layers panel over there, you can, well, first up, that's when you can start making the frame. So if the timeline isn't down here just yet, you'll just go to Window, click on Timeline to make it visible. And you can't see it because of this menu that popped up here, but you saw how Professor Fry was clicked on a small little button there with a few bars, and from there, since all 34 frames are in the layers panel, I just clicked make frames from layers. And that gives us all 34 frames to be used in the timeline. So I had the first part of the animation done, but in order to create the animation in reverse, I had to click that same corner menu again and select copy frames, as you can see there. And then paste those same frames from the same corner menu down there. You see the dashes I was talking about. So then I pasted those frames and selected paste after selection, so that afterwards I could then just go back to that same corner menu one last time and select reverse frames. Maybe the turnaround animation is simple as that. Just put your first frames in, copy and paste those same frames, and then reverse them. So that's one of the simplest ways to make a GIF, like first forward and then backwards. And then, so from there, all I did was open the timing menu down there and set them to 0.15 seconds for each one by selecting each frame and setting the time. And the same for the looping, as Professor Fry showed you. Set it to forever. That way you can watch it play as many times as you want before you or if you just want to see the picture first. And actually, that's all it really takes to make it simple like the final GIF that I showed you earlier. So once the final GIF is complete, all I have to do is export it into a format that can be accessed by web browsers. So to do that, instead of going to File Save As, you'll go to File Export and then Save for Web. And that'll open up this small menu here. That'll give you one last chance to take a look at everything to make sure the GIF works the way you want it to. So we have the looping options there and the playback feature if you want to play it again. And then from there, you just click on Save and just save it wherever you want, and then make sure you open it with a web browser once it's saved. You open it up with just the normal preview function, you just get a small screenshot of the GIF on one side of the screen and just a list of all the frames that make it up. So open it with the web browser, and it should open up just like that. It's just a screenshot, so if you make all the steps that I did, the GIF will play out just like it did in Photoshop. Alright, so this is a quick little presentation to give you an idea of how to create and export GIFs. So we cover layers, transparency, puppet warp, loading files into stacks, manipulating the frames, and exporting the final GIF. Any questions? I know this was really brief, but the goal is just to give you an overview to go off of.
I wanted to point out when you do, because this is another way you can handle assets, right? So what you did is you used a bunch of screen grabs of a 3D model that you had rotated. You rotated by hand, did a screen grab to save each asset.
Yes.
And you could do that if you were doing stop motion photography. You would take all the photos off of your SD card, and those would be the images you would load into a stack. And when you load them into the stack, that becomes your stage, right? And then you animate your frames from there. It could actually work for the digital process too, whereas if you just get really frustrated with all your layers and stuff, all you have to do is make the image work on your screen, and then get a screen grab of it. And then you can just collect a bunch of screen grabs. It's true that they're on lower resolution, but they're at the resolution you want the GIF to be at, because a GIF is only for screen presentation anyway. Right? The only downside of that, and the reason I set up like a full resolution file of assets and a full resolution stage, is because you often don't have a plan that gets executed exactly as you go when you're animating a creature and trying things or animating a setting. So you can't always be sure that you're getting enough screenshots or you're getting everything you need. But bottom line, you have to build up assets somewhere, and then you have to put them into a clean file in Photoshop in order to animate the frames.
Which is what I did.
Exactly. It's a good walkthrough of it.
So, any other questions?
Yeah.